My name is Helen Theodoridis, and I was born in Parry Sound, Ontario, and I had 5 uncles and my mother. My mother was the youngest of 5, and she was the only daughter. And my mother and her 5 brothers were born in Scotland, and they come in here, over here in the 30s at some time, and they settled down in Parry Sound, Ontario. Well, when the war started, I was just born, because I was born in 1943. So the war was just on, and 2 of my uncles were too young to go into the war, but the other 3, being Scottish and still had the brogue, they joined the Highlanders of Scotland from Canada. It was something that they all decided to do together, you know? They all fought in the war, the 3 of them, and the 3 of them all came back. But my Uncle Forby, they were taking some kind of a hill, he said, and he stood in front of a live grenade that was being thrown at him. And when it went off, one of the pieces of shrapnel went into his chest. So they couldn't get at him because there was too much firepower and too much guns going off, and they couldn't get in to get him for quite a while. So finally, when they did get in to get Uncle Forby, they didn't think he had a chance, because back then, we're going back 70-some years, they didn't have the know-hows like they have like now in the medical field. So that shrapnel was in his chest, and there's no way they could go in and take it out. And he lived with that shrapnel in his chest until he finally died in cancer, and then he developed prostate cancer, and the 2 of them were coming to meet. So I said the war didn't kill him, but the war really did kill him. Uncle Forby used to sit and tell us stories upon stories of what happened over there, you know? And it's like everything else, you have to take the good with the bad. My Uncle Forby said there was a young man beside him at one time. He was talking to him, and he went down to pull the trigger for something, and he looked over, and the kid was laying on the ground beside him. You know, and he said it just brought tears to your eyes, because you went through training with that guy, and then all of a sudden, he's beside you. But, excuse my English, my Uncle Forby had in the middle of his chest, right there, he had his one breast here, his other breast here, chest here, but right in the middle, he had one that protruded out like that. And that was from the shrapnel that was in his chest for years. So we used to tease my Uncle Forby how we were going to buy a brassiere for him with only 1 cup in it. Excuse my English, but that's what we used to tease him about, you know. He used to walk around without a shirt on just to tease us kids, you know. But this thing used to grow, and then it would pop open, and stuff would come out of it. And then it would close back up, and then maybe quite a while after that, do it as the same thing. And my Uncle Forby, he developed cancer in it, though, and that was the end of my Uncle Forby. And I was always so proud of them. They're the only ones in my family that ever fought in. My brother was in the war, not in the war, he was in the reserves, but he never went to war. I don't know if a lot of us nowadays would send our sons into that kind of a situation. I know I wouldn't have when my son was alive. I wouldn't have sent him into that.